out very early this morning because we were told last night that there is a bull elephant, I'm not sure how big, who's got a huge suppurating abscess on his left-hand side by the rear leg, by the knee joint. And ourselves, the vet unit, the KWS team, everybody's out looking for this elephant because the vet is here, and if we can find the elephant, he's very good with elephants. He can dart him, treat him, pump him full of antibiotics, and probably solve the problem. We've been watching about 20 elephants here very carefully just to try and identify this male, but it absolutely isn't one of this 20, so I think we're going to have to move on. Okay, it's just gone 11 o'clock. We've been out since about 6:20 this morning. One of the tourist vehicles, the guest vehicles, has just arrived back at Elsa's Copy, which is the lodge, and everyone's been looking for this elephant with this big wound on his left-hand side, but so far no luck. We had 20 elephants down there that we observed for an hour trying to make sure. Then just as we were coming back, 3 males, so we thought our luck might be in. They were 2 kilometers away, but no, they were all fine. So I think the plan is to either try and ask the warden if he'll put an aeroplane up and we'll pay for the fuel just to see if we can get some elephants spotted from the air, or we'll go out this afternoon at about 3 o'clock for 2 more hours, see if we can find this elephant, because we need an hour of daylight in order for the vet to carry out the treatment. But it's been fairly relentless. There's been at least 6 vehicles out so far all day. Okay, so just down from where we're staying, we've managed to find this elephant. It's hard to see, but on his left side is like a huge blister, weeping with pus. It looks, I'm being a bit careful because I can't see what he's doing behind me. It looks like it's got thorns or spikes sticking into it. But anyway, we found him. We're going to stay here with a vehicle from Elsa's Copy, and the vet has already been called, so he's on his way. The Born Free team is on its way, and the guys from the lodge will come down. So that once we're all in position, then we can do the operation, dart the elephant, drain the wound, fill it full of antibiotics. But we're going to stay here because we've got to not lose him. Okay, after maybe 4 hours of trying to track this elephant across very difficult terrain, the Sheldrick vet, along with the KWS team, have darted the elephant, and it turns out that the lump on his side, which you could see from a distance, which was probably the size of a grapefruit, actually the infection inside was huge. There is a big body cavity, and it's full of pus and infected blood. So what they've done is they've taken off the outside piece. They've also cut a small hole lower down so that they can flush it. That's exactly what they're doing now, trying to flush as much of the poison and the pus and the infection out as possible before sealing it up again with antibiotics and everything else that can be put in there to try and give this elephant a real chance. But actually this is a much bigger infection than it looked initially. It's pretty horrible, and the smell, poor. Okay, so having flushed out this really quite disgusting and huge internal wound, the elephant now has 2 holes, one about the size of a golf ball and the other a small incision. The vet has returned to his vehicle. All the other vehicles have retreated, and now the elephant is coming round, literally within 2 minutes, a minute of the antidote. The elephant is sitting up, trying to stand. Okay. And now he's off very quick. Well, I agree. This is pretty heart-stopping stuff. Elephant was up within 60 seconds of being given the antidote. Luckily, we're all back at a safe distance, and he was up and then he was off with a little bit of a trumpet of annoyance and disgust, like he's smashing some branches. Dr. Rono, that was very dramatic. What was your feeling when you first saw the wound and then when you took it off and looked inside?
The wound has a lot of pus. It's really septic. And then initially, when we saw it first, we thought it was just a small wound. But we found it's very big. It's between the skin and the muscle. Yeah, I think it was gored by another elephant. It was probably in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the most likely cause. It's a male. Yeah.
Now, how old do you think that elephant was?
Not a very mature male, I would say, yeah.
So maybe he was trying to challenge a
challenge.
bigger male and then got gored.
Yeah.
He's lucky. He's the lucky one to be found. And now that you've treated him and he's gone full of antibiotics and full of antiseptic, what do you think his chances of recovery are? Good?
Yeah, it has a good chance. I would say more than 70% chance. Yeah, but it may take time. We may have to repeat the treatment.
Okay.
Yeah, if we find it after about 2-3 weeks, we can repeat the treatment.
It's really been an example of organizations working together. You have KWS, you have the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, some Born Free support as well. I mean, the elephant probably would have really suffered more if you hadn't been here and also the authorities and the team hadn't been on the ground.
Yeah, that's true, and also the lodge.
Of course, Elsa's.
Because
they spotted it.
Yeah, they spotted it, and we also give credit to the visitors who report, and the lodge, the management. Yeah,
it's very good to know that if you're traveling in the park and you see something and you report it, there's a good chance that action will happen. Okay, well, listen, well done.
Also,
Dr.
Born Free,
Rono.
Born Free, they do a lot for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the rangers, KWS rangers,
of course,
on the ground, they report many cases.
But well done.
Thank you
very much. Yeah. Good work. Wow. Okay, I'm here with the Assistant Director of Kenya Wildlife Service, and sir, thank you for coming along today to witness that. Really quite stressful. I mean, that wound was huge.
Yeah, it was actually very huge, and we appreciate first of all the cooperation, partnership that is there between different organizations, especially the lodge here, which were able to support the elephant, Kenya Wildlife Service, Born Free Foundation, David Sheldricks, for all these efforts put together to be able to arrive at a successful conclusion of the whole exercise. It has been very difficult. It has been very, very stressful. Remember, we have been looking for this animal for the last 24 hours, and nobody has been able to take a rest. But now, today, I think we are going to have a rest, a nice one, and hopefully the elephant is going to survive after the treatment. Of course, we'll look for it again and do a second treatment, maybe about after 3 to 4 weeks. And we believe that it's going to survive. We need to work together as a team for us to be able to succeed, especially in wildlife conservation. It is very difficult sometimes to access and spot an elephant in such a huge area like this and be able to treat and make it survive.
Well, I think having you here in person just demonstrates how much significance and importance you personally and KWS put on these kind of joint operations. So it was a traumatic experience, but I think when we tell the story back in UK, I think people will respond very positively to the way that it's been handled.
Please tell them the good story, what we go through. Plus, we would also want them to come around and see what we are doing here. Sometimes when we tell a story, it may not sink well, more than somebody coming on the ground and seeing what we actually go through.
Well, you've heard it from the Assistant Director himself. If you want to find out what's happening, then come to Kenya, come to Meru, see the work on the ground, and be part of the solution and not part of the problem. Thank you very much, sir.
Excellent.
That's appreciated.
Thank you.
Asante sana. Thanks.